as a writer though, that what I love about being a writer is like all of these experiences that we have, anything that we do contributes to, our art and our craft. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm not wasting any time. I'm just like building up like this reservoir of experiences to share.
Welcome back to Faye's Place, a podcast where dreamers have the liberty to dream. I'm your host, Phaedra, and I am so excited that we have this time to dream together. From shows like A Black Woman Sketch Show on HBO to the Upshaws on Netflix, today's guest has made us laugh, started conversations, and continues to inspire us to pursue our creative dreams. Jonterri Gadson is here to let us know exactly what it takes to pursue a career as a successful professional comedy writer. Thanks for stopping by Faye's Place, Jonterri. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Your energy is amazing. I'm so happy to talk to you. Like, this is great.
Wonderful. So take us back to 5-year-old Jonterri. What did she dream of becoming?
5-year-old John Terry wanted to be what? Let me think. 5-year-old John Terry. Um, I guess I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, because I read somewhere or I heard somewhere that you had to like carry a notebook around. And so for a time I had this little flip notebook and I would carry it around to like hoping to get joke inspiration. And like I would go on TV, I would look through the channels, and if I couldn't find stand up on TV, I would
Mhm.
cry. So
I love this. I love that. I always had an obsession with being funny. My family's hilarious. I had older
oh,
cousins, and I used to sit in the back seat. I remember being in the car seat with my mom, and saying, I just want to be funny, mommy. And mom was like, you are funny. I was like, but I just want to be funny.
yes, yes. And the cousins are everything.
Everything. I would try their jokes at school,
Mm,
like
yeah.
yes. So I know that you came from a creative writing background with a
hmm
special passion for poetry. So what
Yes.
has inspired you to take the leap from poetry to writing for television?
My career as a creative writing professor kind of like it just kept progressing. Like when I was in grad school, like it's very hard to actually get like a tenure track job teaching creative writing. And so I was applying for like TV writing fellowships at the same time as I was applying for like creative writing fellowships. And so first I got a visiting professorship, then I got a creative writing fellowship, and then I got a tenure track job. And so but each of those times I could have gone either way. I just never was getting anything in TV. So I just kept progressing. And so once I got a tenure track job, that meant like in 5 years I could go up for tenure. And then it's like, those jobs are like the most stable jobs you can probably have.
Right.
And but I was afraid of that stability. I was like, if I get tenure, I'm never going to leave this job. And so I was terrified. I was like, I actually have to try to get my dream before I get tenure. And so that's what like I ended up leaving being a professor like the month that I was supposed to go up for tenure. So that it was just a fear of stability.
Yes. I get it. I mean, as a creative, you understand. It's
hmm
like that stability is like,
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get stuck there not
yes,
chasing your dream. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad you get it. I'm so glad
Yes.
that you get
100%.
it.
Even though I crave stability now,
I mean, you
but I
crave
want
it, but that's
stability with my dream. Sorry, go ahead.
exact. No, I was gonna say it's the same thing. You want stability, but you want your dream to be stabilized.
Yes. Yes.
So, what was your first job as a TV writer, and how did you get it?
Okay, so my first job as a TV writer was working and on this show for Adult Swim called Bird Girl. So there was this an adult animated show called Harvey Birdman, and it was like this attorney for Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters. So like say like Scooby-Doo, and like say him and his that friend, the guy he was with all the time, Shaggy. got arrested for like a weed charge or something, then Harvey Birdman would be like their their lawyer. Love that. And so they decided to do a reboot of that, but from a woman's perspective.
Ooh.
And so I got hired for that room. And how I got that job was in like 2016, 2017, I won so many like contests and fellowships. And one of them I got into was TBS and Refinery 29 did like a woman's writers workshop. And so I got into that. And TBS is connected to Cartoon Network, which is connected to Adult Swim. And so like a year after I did that fellowship, I had kept in contact with them. So when they got asked for writers, I was like top of mind. And so then I got referred and did interviews. And this was when I was still teaching full time in New Jersey. And so they didn't know where the room was going to be when they interviewed me. And then when they came back and said, "We want to hire you. We know you have like a real job, but we want to give you the opportunity to say yes or no. The room is going to be in LA." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, yes." And and so
Yes.
I put my classes online and I went. And so I was teaching full time while I was in the writer's room.
I think
It
that's
was not easy.
no,
Yeah.
not easy, but that's kind of like the perfect setup, though. You got
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad they let me do that, but I was up till 4 AM. I would be up till 4 AM grading and, like, preparing my online lectures and then get to the room by 9 AM.
oh my God.
But when you're, like, so excited to be living your dream, like, I had the energy to do it. Yeah.
Yep. I definitely get that. So I want to get into your process. What
Okay.
draws you to a particular project?
It's really an emotional reaction that I have, and I get this I honed this skill from writing poetry, right? Where it's like oftentimes people turn to poetry when there's, like, big feelings, right? And in order to not be cliche, I like to like I go inside and like find a connection within myself, within my own experiences. And so whenever something makes me feel something, I go inside and I kind of analyze like, well, why is it making me feel this way? And then how can I express it in a way that's so specific that it becomes universal? And so anything that I can connect with, like, uh, and be able to connect to my personal experience in some way is usually what I'm attracted to.
And that leads me right into my next question because I remember hearing you say that when you write your comedy, sometimes it's based on something that frustrates you or
Oh,
something that
wow.
you're
Okay,
angry
yes.
with. So,
Yes.
can you share a time where it was something that actually frustrated you, but you wound up using for television or for one of your scripts?
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one for a Black lady sketch show.
Yes.
Um, there's this character I came up with that she speaks in double negatives, right? Roxy Mentions is her name. But, and the reason like, even though that seems silly, the reason I came up with that was because I get so mad at people for talking about, like, African American vernacular as if it's, like, lesser than, as if it means we're stupid or so and I was like, "No, no, no. It has rules. It's a language." You know what I mean? And you
Mhm.
can't and everybody can't do it, like, when you can hear when somebody's using it wrong. So I was like, "Okay,
Yes,
well,
you
let me."
can.
Yes, exactly, and so I was like, "Okay, well, let me demonstrate that this person sounds like she's not making sense, but she is. It's just double negatives." Right? And, like, that's not in the sketch at all, but it came from my anger, and it's something I point to now when I wanna explain that to people, like, there are rules to this language.
And that's one of my dreams also is to make sure that AAVE gets the respect that it deserves.
Yes! Yes!
It's a real
Yeah.
language.
It is, and when I took linguistics in undergrad, that's where I
Mhm.
first got told that, and I was just like, "Oh," and they broke it down the same way we were breaking down other languages, broke down AAVE, and I was just like, "Wow."
Yes,
Like, 1, we're geniuses, and 2, like, it's legitimate.
it is so legitimate. First of all, Black people have been bilingual since the beginning of time. I mean, we
Thank
just
you. Thank you.
no, that's just it. So let's talk to the screenwriters for a moment. What would you
Mhm,
suggest for a screenwriter who already has their script, went through the rewriting, has the protections and the feedback? What would be their
mhm.
next step?
I think it's always good to get into a community of writers, right? To either build or join. And so for me to do that, it was like writers groups were huge for me. Being able to follow other people's projects as they progressed and they're following yours and everybody's like committed to each other. Those are the best like that's how I got my first like representative was from um somebody in my writers group recommending me, you know. So I always recommend writers groups. And also to never stop learning, right? Another way to build community or join community is to take classes because always creating something with other people, it bonds you, you know. And so classes are a great way to have community and maybe even gain mentors from the teachers. So that's what I say, like, how do you get community after you've gotten your scripts?
I know you said
Mhm.
join classes, but how do you become part of a writers group?
There are some writers groups that are just, you know, like established already, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're looking for men." Like you can Google writers groups near me, right? Or even like go on Meetup and find other like screenwriters. But I do think taking a class is the best way. Because say you're in a class with somebody for 8 weeks, like with a group of people, then you guys can continue to work together
Hmm.
and have a writers group that's formed from that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. So I want to jump into sitcom writing. A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
attention is placed on the pilot, because you're introducing the characters and the world.
Yes.
So, but in your opinion, what do you think is beneficial for that second episode in a sitcom?
Ooh, that's good. Wow. Okay. Well, I think the second episode has to prove the format, right? A lot of times the first episode is like the premise, like trying to establish the premise. And as much as we try and hope that that first episode is representative of the rest of the episodes in the series, oftentimes it's not. So the second episode has to be like, this is what you expect to see every single week. Now we get to see like whatever you said in the pilot, set up in the pilot, we get to see how that's going to generate another story. For instance, I would think of like Abbott Elementary, even though I think Abbott Elementary did a great job in their pilot of a stat, like it was like what their episodes were gonna be like.
Right,
And
right.
so if their engine, right? Like if the engine for their stories is that it's these teachers who love this underfunded school, right? And the stories come from the school being underfunded. So then in that second episode, we need to see another story come out of the underfunded school, and we need to see the teachers be able to rally and work together to fix it. So it's really just proving your premise that can carry 100 episodes, and
Yeah.
that starts, I think, more so with episode 2 than it does the pilot.
Yeah, and so I mean, I know the pilot starting from scratch for anything is just like scary, but it kind of sounds like episode 2 might be a little bit harder because you gotta like keep up that momentum. What do you think?
No, I think the pilot is the hardest thing in the
Okay.
world, like, even because, like, when I worked on Bird Girl, did we write the pilot? I think we came up with the pilot together, like, there wasn't already the pilot, and so I remember thinking, because like, in order to get into these rooms, you have to be able to write pilots yourself, and it's so hard, and so the fact that it was hard for, like, 8 writers, like, 6 writers and 2 showrunners, to do it, I was like, "Oh, I'm never, like, downing myself for it feeling hard when it's hard for a room full of us to do the
Right.
same thing." And that's what it's so hard to break in because you have to be able to do it by yourself before you can do it with a group of people.
Yeah.
And so the pilot having to just establish the world and the characters, and it's so satisfying when it's done well, but I still think it's very hard. The
Yes. Well,
hardest.
I
Yeah.
feel good that you, who are a professional writer, still feels the same way because it's
Oh,
just
100%. When I have to when my reps are like, "We need another sample," I'm like, "Why?" Is what I will fight it. I will fight it. I'm like, "You don't understand how hard it is."
oh my gosh, it will have you pulling out your hair.
Yeah, I try so hard not to write another sample because it's just like, "You mean a whole new world? You mean whole new characters?" Like,
Well, I love that you brought up writing in a writer's room. So,
mhm.
that's dealing with people.
Yeah.
That could probably be a challenge within itself. How
Mhm.
did you manage, like, when maybe you didn't agree with something, or they're not
Yeah.
probably hearing you, or you're not
Um,
hearing another person? How does it?
writers' rooms are extremely challenging. And I think part of it is because we're not really trained. Nobody's trained. I think a lot of times the showrunners don't have management experience. And then we don't have, like our roles aren't like specifically defined. And so it can be very hard, especially being like a writer of color, a black writer, who oftentimes there'll be one of us on staff and we're expected to speak for all of the issues. And I'm really, really good. And I will just say honestly, I'm really good for like I can go a good 10 weeks and like swallow some stuff. But week 11, I'm about to snap back, and I'm working on that. But I just the reason why I'm sharing that is to say, like, it isn't easy, and my manager just reminded me recently, like, every room is the audition for the next room.
Mhm.
But when you get into like issues of like race, and it's like, and you're like really like I was in a situation where the show wanted to do blackface and have the white star like be like the white savior and like go up and confront somebody that was in blackface. It was like a festival of people in blackface. So that's what, and
Okay.
I was like, I was so then I in my mind I'm like thinking of my people, and I'm like, we don't want to see blackface. Like that's traumatizing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, is there a way? But it's my, because then of course I'm assigned the blackface episode. They act like that was random, but
Right. Right.
I'm assigned the blackface episode is what it was called, and I was assigned it randomly.
Randomly. Right.
Yes, anyway. And so because I was doing my job, I was like, okay, well, is there a way we can do it? We don't see the blackface. Maybe people, and when I say this back, it sounds bad. But I was like, maybe they have on afro wigs and we just see the back of their heads and we know that they're in blackface because people are like, this was me trying to make blackface happen on TV. Do you
Right.
understand?
Right.
Yes. And so when it didn't work to their liking, I feel like it did that was a against me, like a
Yeah.
a bad mark against me that I couldn't make blackface work. But I did try. I'm sorry, my people, I did try. But I tried to do it in a way that wouldn't be harmful to us.
Yeah.
And that's hard because it's like there's no other advocate in the room but me. And so my wish and what I try to do is I try to be an advocate and an ally for identities that are not my own.
Right.
So because you can't just have when one person is speaking up for one identity, I really try to connect so that I can be a support.
So when you're
Yeah.
not working, what do you enjoy to do?
Right now, I am obsessed with making candles. Like I
Yeah.
have like I've turned like my loft space in my place into like my candle studio, and I also like just like doing adventures. Like I really just want to live, and so like I'm actively trying to live. Like I remember I was maybe last year or 2 years ago I said I was like I want to be an active participant in my life. And
That's
so
good.
yeah, sometimes that looks like skydiving. Sometimes that looks like going and eating fire. Like it's just, or at least once a month, I'm attempting something outrageous.
And I love that because I follow you online on Instagram, and I love how you're just always creative in different aspects. And I
Oh,
think that's
thank
so
you. Yeah.
inspirational. Like, didn't you just make a rug?
Oh, I had made it. Yes, I did.
Like, who thinks of doing that? But I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Love that. Like, it's
Well, a
rug
friend
one day.
invited me. Yeah.
What
When you
happened?
get known for that, people then are like, "Oh, come do this with me."
Yes. And
Yeah.
then you make bread.
Oh yeah, I got super into sourdough and making my own flour, like milling my own flour.
You see what I
Yeah, and I am not that type of person, but it's like I'm whoever I say I am.
But no, that really has inspired me because I'm like, I just want
I
to
love
think of the biggest thing that I can do and just, go after it. Like for my birthday,
Yes.
I'm learning how to go play pickleball and I'm inviting my
Oh, I
friends.
love that. Yes, the
And I'm
pickleball's
like,
on my list. But
so
I
that's
think
what I'm doing.
too, Yeah, as a writer though, that what I love about being a writer is like all of these experiences that we have, anything that we do contributes to, our art and our craft. So it's
Mhm.
like I'm not wasting any time. I'm just like building up like this reservoir of experiences to share.
And that's why I think that's amazing because now you have like experiences that somebody else doesn't have. And who knows, there might be a character that needs to create a rug or make a rug. And now you
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
experience.
Exactly. Like that's why so many times writers get caught up making their characters writers. And it's like because that's what they know. And it's
Oh.
like, I want to know a lot of things.
What TV character do you wish you could have created?
You know what? Michael Scott on The Office, like that whole format, the
Mhm.
mockumentary, like it was genius when they did it. And so like and I think Michael Scott was the best one working in that within that realm. So I would say him because I also like characters that like walk the edge of offensiveness, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And yeah, and but then it's like the only way you can have a character like that is for other people to like be calling them on it and so that whole world. But
Mhm.
I just really loved that character so much and the ways that they showed him being vulnerable sometimes where it's like he's at work and you see him wanting to everybody to love him and then in the tag of the episode you'll see him at home alone and
Yeah.
it's just like each you're like, "Oh, I understand him now." And I just love the way they built that character.
And if you could live in a TV show, which one would it be?
I want to live like insecure. Like
Okay,
I mean, I live
yes.
in LA and that show showed LA so much love. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But I just like the relationships, like the how like central to each other's lives their friendships were.
Hmm.
Um I think living like that and that you have like this diverse group of friends and everybody's like on their own like growth journey and then just like seeing how they live LA. Like
Hmm.
I like that a lot because I really just want to experience like I've been here 7 years and I always tell people who are natives, I'm like, I'm trying to be a native somehow. Like I don't know how I know that doesn't make sense, but I love it so much. Like
Yeah.
accept me, take me in.
Yes. I'm a screenwriter as well. So when you meet new people, do you picture it as like if you're in an episode or you're like introducing like a character? Like
Oh, that's funny.
that's how I picture people. Like whenever I go to a new job, I'm like, oh, this is like when they introduce a new character. I wonder if we're gonna be friends or is this gonna be my enemy?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Like, you know what's funny? The times when I love that. Like, I want you to be a character and us to be in your head hearing you do that because that's beautiful. I think the only time when I start to relate people to characters is like when somebody's going through a hard time or I know that they came out of a hard time. I'm
Mhm.
just like, yep, like they had
Yep.
to struggle so that they can then win. It's
And let me just
yeah,
say, right, I grew up in the church, so
love
when I
that.
was learning, the character arc, I was like, "Oh, look, that's Jesus's lifestyle."
Yeah,
I
yes.
was
You see it everywhere. Yeah.
everywhere. Like even
Yeah.
when I'm struggling with just anything, I'm like, "Okay, I'm called to adventure right now."
Yes,
Like
exactly.
this is the climax, okay?
Yes,
This is the
and
resolution.
I gotta learn so that I can move forward,
Yes.
like, that's what's happening. It's hard to remember, but sometimes when I do, it does help
It
because 'cause you're
helps.
like, over and over and over,
It
this is
is.
what we're all doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, I love that. I love that. What advice would you give to aspiring screenwriters and comedy writers?
I think I think the biggest thing I'm not a write every day person, not at all, but I am a very much, like, keep track of your ideas person, like, write them down immediately. Every time I'm like, "Okay, I'll remember that for later." I forget it, you know? And so I love being able to just go into my I have a note, on my notes app on my phone, I just have ideas and I just keep writing them. So I'd say keep track of your idea. That's funny. This is what I started doing when I was 5 with my little notebook.
Yes. Full
I'm
circle.
still doing it today, and it's true. Like, keep track of your ideas because then anytime when I need to write something, I can go through my ideas and like at least get a spark for something. So I think that's the biggest thing. And also, like, again, community. Like, uh, I always say whenever I move, I'm gonna take an improv class because when I did improv in Ohio and then I moved to New Jersey and I started doing Upright Citizens Brigade in New York, and I'm still friends with the people that I was in classes with, you know? And it's just such a good way to build community, especially for comedy people, is taking improv and sketch. So yeah, community is everything, however you can build it.
What are you currently dreaming up?
I'm currently dreaming up my candles, if it's okay to talk about.
Please,
Um,
yes.
yes, you know what happened is I got a rejection for a staffing job this earlier this year. And that very day, I heard no. And that very day I was like, I want to find a way to say yes to myself right now. And I just sat down and I was like, I love candles. You know what I mean? And what I know about myself is like I love writing, but it's not the writing, it's the sharing. And so
Mm.
candles are something I can create and share. And I like to say, like, I'm coming in your living room one way or the other. I'm coming in by your TV, or you're going to have one of my candles in
Right.
there. And I'm coming in there with good intentions. Like,
Yeah,
I want you to have an experience that, that you can relate to. So my candles are called, candle company is called Just a Few Notes.
I love that. I
Uh,
think that is such a great title.
Oh, thank you. I'm so
For
proud of
sure.
it. Yeah. And it's really just for dreamers that are trying not to quit. And so that's what the candles will all be about. It's just like things to help you not quit, keep going, whatever that looks like for you.
And that's what we're all about here on Phase Place.
That's what I love. Yes.
Can you let our listeners know how they can keep in contact with you? How can they buy a candle? All the good things.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. You can contact me at Jonterri Jonterrig on Instagram. And then my candles will be launching like September 1st at So Just a Few Notes.
Thank you for stopping by Phase Place. You're
You.
welcome back anytime.
Thank you. I will be back if you have me. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes,
This was
yes.
great. Thank you.
Wonderful. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode and what we're doing here on Phase Place, please be sure to give us a great rating on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Tune in next Monday with another episode with you in mind. I love you all for listening. Hi, friends, it's Phaedra, and you are listening to Phase Place. Join us each week as we talk to industry insiders about their journey and what it takes to turn dreams into a reality. Whether you aspire to be in the entertainment field or just inspired by the hustle, count this as your backstage pass. Join us every Monday for a brand new episode. And also follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Phase Place.